that I read, who are you not to be? Incredible. What is your answer to that? Who are you not to be fabulous? Who are you not to be amazing? What's the answer to that question? Yeah. What's that look like? To be hi, Ross. Somebody just said, have you seen Ross? I said, not in years. Here he is. Hi, Ross. So that idea of being fabulous anyway, joyful anyway, beautiful anyway, magnificent anyway, creative anyway, nothing can get in our way except that which we allow to get in our way. This is truly what the Christmas message is all about. The Christmas message is all about transfiguration. That any time we get aligned with this stuff, I mean, come on now, what? There's a world, is there not? Are we in it? Or is this all a dream? Yeah. Could be. You know, I mean, that's the thing. Is it a dream or is it not a dream? Well, it's both. Are you dreaming the dream or is the dream dreaming you? Right? Well, since it doesn't really matter because we're in it, and since we're in it, we are creating our own little universe while we're in it. And so holy days or celebratory days or beautiful times happen as reminders. If you take a big calendar for the year and you look at it, because we do every year, we're getting ready to do the 2015 calendar. Weird. The 2015 calendar, and if you look at it, there's all these days of celebration throughout the calendar. Isn't that interesting? I wonder why. Why is that? What does it do? We need it, all right. It wakes us up. It wakes us up. We are so easy. Don't know who I was talking to, but we're talking about the collective, I was talking about the collective consciousness. And what's really difficult for some people, particularly when you think about, where is Dean? Is he in the room?
He's out there.
He's out drinking coffee. When people like Dean or Mikey or Jeremiah or Adam or anybody in a band, it's really hard for them to live a deeply devotional, spiritual life when Saturday night they got a gig where they get up on stage and scream their full heads off and and then they come into a place like this the next day. Can you imagine how weird that is? So they come in here and they go, because here they have two sides of the universe. They have, as they are growing and evolving, for instance, I can't speak for the others because I haven't had this discussion with the others, but I can speak for Dean in that he is really, it's not, I don't know if struggling is a word, he might say it is, to find the center of his spiritual being that stays there no matter where he goes. So even if he's up there playing his guitar, you should go to his Facebook and look at the 364 pictures of him. And he's just in the air, sweat pouring off of him, just playing. It's just amazing. I mean, I look at him in awe. And then when he hits the ground, he meditates. That's amazing. And as he's going through this, he's feeling a tug He's feeling like he's going to be with our 8-hour meditation. He and I and Karen are going to Ananda to hang out with Tripada. He is changing. And he is changing not because anyone is asking him to change. The best kind of change there is from the inside out. When he listens, he cracks me up. When he comes to class and he hears something amazing, he runs around the circle. He's so excited. He's like, oh my God, that was amazing! And he runs around the circle. That's how happy he is. Because he's heard something that has changed his life. And he knows now, by being the Christ consciousness, the Moses consciousness, the Buddha consciousness, whatever consciousness you want to call it, he knows that it's true. That he can create anything if he gets out of the way. I think I'll out him in another way. Did you know Dean used to weigh 100 more pounds than he does right now? 100 more pounds than he does right now. I mean, just that told me he could do anything. Right? I mean, this is the thing, is that at Christmas time, it's about how we are able to transcend all the years pain and all the years disappointments and all the years troubles and sadness and difficulties and turn all of that into, oh my God, if those things hadn't have happened to me, I wouldn't be who I am today. And if you can get excited about this, if you can really get excited about this, that all those so-called difficult things, there you are. If all those difficult things hadn't happened, who would you be? Think about this. Really think about it.
I'd be pissed off.
Why?
Because that's who I was before I got on this path. I was pissed off.
Yeah, really. Yay! No more pissed off. This is the only academy we'll be applauding. You didn't get pissed off. What else? You know, I mean, this has been right when my wife and I, right when we thought a year could not get worse, it got 10 times worse. And so we have to remember, okay, all right, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Because if we keep swimming, we'll be able to get the air going in. And if the air goes in, we'll keep swimming on top of the water and someday we'll make it to shore. Yeah? But here's what I will tell you. This is a behavior-oriented academy. Look at Roger goes, oh no. Don't look at me, Mom, I'm eating food. It's a behavior-oriented academy. And what that means is, if you cannot behave, if you cannot make a mistake and go to the person you made the mistake with and say to that person, I am sorry. Forgive me. I did not mean to hurt you. In fact, it wasn't even about you. It was my own stuff. And so can I have a hug of forgiveness? If we can't do that, we cannot reach the heights of spirituality where we become enlightened. It's not possible. We're too far down here in the low area. Too far down. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about health issues, and our granddaughter who was diagnosed with something so difficult. So many, I don't even need to list them all. Just enough, you get the point, right? I mean, we're talking thing after thing after thing after thing after thing after thing kept happening. And I used to believe, it was really interesting, when I used to have a church up in Cameron Park called the Spiritual Center for Positive Living, and Patty Weber runs it now. But I started that church, and it was an amazing experience up there, because everything that happened up there got me step by step to where I am today. And had I not, there was a moment about year 2, I was thinking about leaving. I didn't, Patty talked me back in. And then there was another moment I was going to leave, and then she talked me back in. And then she was going to leave, and then I talked her back in. And we realized that we were growing, not in a fun way at all, but we realized that something was happening to us. That we were changing in such a way that, first of all, I was feeling stronger. Much stronger. I was noticing that I was less apt to give up. You know how when you go to a gym and you work out, what happens? Right. Well, I got one for you. Guess what? I've been calling it Earth School. It isn't. It's a gym. It's a gym to work out to the point where we can become enlightened. And once we get to the gym and we actually commit to go, we're going to start to become these amazing, beautiful warriors that won't take any kata anymore. Good or good? So, I was thinking about Mr. Holmes. Wasn't that cool when Angelo Pizzella was here, the president of Emerson? He was here, and he was giddy. Well, he's giddy anyway, but he was giddy, and he grabbed my hand, and he pulled me in to the office, and he said, Kim, I just gotta tell you, and he's short, so he looks up at me. And I just want to tell you. And I said, what is it? And he said, I have never felt the Christ consciousness ever like I have felt in here.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening here, your people, they got it. And I said, yeah, they do. They do. You know why? He goes, why? I said, because we are a behavioral-oriented academy. We do not allow people to gossip and put down other people and get away with it. We pull them aside and say, why are you in pain? How can I help you? Let's clean this up. Let's find something good to talk about. And he said, I've never heard of it. Never heard of a place like that. And he said it was the most beautiful ordination he had ever attended, and he goes to 24 to 27 ordinations a year. He's been doing it for 42 years, and he said this was the most incredible ordination he had ever seen. And he said, I can't wait to tell everybody! He couldn't wait to tell everybody. And he sent me a note, and he just said, I'm still vibrating from coming to your place. So, where's my Wawa? Gotta have my Wawa. So Ernest Holmes, when I started out in the Ernest Holmes Church, there was this thing that I started to notice figure out what it was called, but I watched it and I said, this is spiritual arrogance. And Patty said to me, what do you mean spiritual arrogance? I said, I feel spiritual arrogance. Well, what's spiritual arrogance? I said, did you hear what just happened when Janet came in the room and told Joan that she was feeling ill? And Patty said, yeah. And I said, what did Joan say? Told her to go and do a treatment. I said, mm-hmm. And my point being, it was that science and my places teach that if you don't heal yourself, then there's something wrong with you. That you need to work harder. That you need to harder, and that's true. That if you really work on it, and you stay with it, you will heal. But you see, Uma, from Ananda, when I told her how people would come in and be told, oh, don't come in here and tell me about, what do they call that? Their organ recital. Don't come in and give me your organ recital of what's wrong with you. And I thought, at that point, I said, time to go. Because without devotion, without compassion, it's true, we can heal ourselves whole. We can heal. It's true. But without love, without tenderness, without kindness, without forgiveness, without the asking, can we try this again? It is nothing. So I thought I'd share this with you. Which tab is it, babe? There's so many tabs here. Oh, of course she's not in the room. Because I wouldn't be me if she wasn't. I wouldn't have to look for it. The circle of love. Reverend Karen. You got a message? She had something marked for me. Oh, good. Thank you. There it is. Awesome. Okay. Repeat after me. As love enters, fear departs. As love enters, fear departs. As love enters, fear departs. Out of here. Get behind me, fear. You want me to go gospel? Hey, I can do that. I'm actually quite good at it. But one round. No harm. Let's see. As love enters, fear vanishes. Why? Okay, come on. Think of a real life, because I like to talk about real life. I want to talk about something that you go out of here and you tell your friends about it and you say, God, I went to this place and I had this experience and it worked for me. What is it? There is no room for darkness in light. Good, very good. So as love enters, fear vanishes. Give me a proof. Give me proof of it.
I'm on the choir this Sunday, and it's because the guys in the band allowed me to sing with them one day when we were rehearsing. Nobody else was in here, and it gave me enough, and it just loved me through it, and it gave me enough confidence to say, okay, I'm in the choir this year. I'm soloing next year.
Next year. Very good. Excellent. They loved you enough to love you into the choir. That's the example I'm looking for. I want real life example. Come on now, I'll make you stay here all day. Yes, Reverend.
I trusted love, and the universe dumped a little bucket of money in my hand, and now some homeless people are going home today.
What do you mean they're going home today?
I was helping some homeless people, and I asked for help, and it just landed in my lap this morning,
Nice.
right before I got here.
Can we get an amen?
Amen.
Awesome. Come on, give me an example. Think of your relationships. Think of everybody you know.
Maybe like you lost your job and so you're very fearful for things, and then love of family and friends and just love in general makes you better and you get a job.
Yeah, let's give her a hand. High five. Come on, come on, come on. Yes.
I have to really embrace and love my husband's illness, his kidney disease, because without that, we wouldn't have our 2 adopted children.
Isn't that a trip?
So,
That if Jeff, I got to be part of the adoption process with this couple, and he has do they have a name for it?
it's called Alport syndrome. It's a genetic kidney disease that he's had his whole life. He's had 2 kidney transplants. He's on the list for a 3rd. And, that's our life.
And how long was he given to live the first time?
A week.
And how long was he given to live the second time?
It's just weeks.
Weeks. So here's a man who is a medical miracle, who is so strong-minded, who understands the principles, who gives so much, and he loves so much, and he was told he was not going to live for more than a week or 2 or 3, had transplants, and was still told he would not live long. And here are these, how long ago was that?
Well, 15 years. His whole life.
15 years he's been told. Can you imagine that? Every time he goes into the doctor's office, hey, you got about 3 minutes. And the guy, and Jeff's like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. You see, that's the thing. In real life, or the gym, when we practice our behavior, we find things that are good in life, and we do not allow anyone to push us or make us anything that we're not. We simply stand in the light of God and the I amness and think about, what am I going to create today? My back of my Chrysler, and I'm giving it to my mom because I have to give my mom a new car. And so I'm getting Rhonda, my incredible mechanic, has put about $4,000 or $5,000 into that dang car and got it all fixed. And the back of it says Dream Maker, because I used to produce singers, so it says Dream Maker, and I hate to give that car up because I love that little Dream Maker on the back. I'm going to have to get a new one.
We'll get you another sticker this
Thank you. You're a dream maker. That's what Christmas is about. You're a dream maker. The whole magic of Christmas is about that we can create dreams. How many of you wanted a house and now have one? Let me see your hands. That's dream making.
Not only exactly the way I wanted it.
Exactly the way you want it. So I want you to know, how many people do you think out there wish they had a house and don't? A lot. Myself and Karen, we're getting ready. We're going to make our dream house happen. We're going to make it happen. Christmas is magic. Christmas is when we look inside our hearts and find a place that we have not lit up yet. A place that we have not loved enough yet. A place that we haven't found where we can give that little magic away. I mean, I would just love to walk through the streets just throwing magic. Here, have some magic. And throw it through the streets. In fact, Drupal and I were talking, and he was saying, hurry up, make your money. We'll walk through India, and we'll just throw the money in the streets. He says, you really want to see something? Do that. You know? So he says here, I am so filled with love, no fear can enter my heart. I am so filled with love, no fear can enter my thought. Repeat after me. I am so filled with love that no fear can enter my thought. How do you do that? What do you do? What do you do when your mind goes?
I changed the station.
Change the station. And we've talked about that. The old-fashioned radio stations, you know, you turn the dial. Right? And nowadays, it's just punching it to a thing. You change the station. What else do you do? If you feel yourself in that state of breathe. What else do you do when you've really, really hurt somebody you wished you didn't? Apologize.
Well, I forget in that case, but when I'm really down, I think of what I'm grateful for.
Oh, that is so key. That is so key. Because I got news for you guys. You know, every one of us in here, so myself included, you want to know how fast the wham would go away if all that we owned went away?
Yeah.
You want to know how fast?
Quick.
All of a sudden, if our children got picked up by a UFO and taken away, if our houses were demolished, if everything we owned was picked up by Goodwill when we weren't looking and taken away, and we came home and there was no key to open the door, all of a sudden, those things that we don't even think about, we would be so grateful for the time we had them. People in your lives. You have such special people in your lives. Make sure you tell people that you love them. Make sure you let the people in your life know how important they are. Because if you don't, and I do know people who didn't, it is a very difficult thing to live with. Be loving. Play. Get out there and be grateful for what you have. Remember that every thought can be filled with love. I am not afraid, for I know that perfect intelligence guards and governs my every act. Perfect love casteth out all fear. I am unafraid and strong in my faith in that inner presence that keeps me from all harm. True or true?
True.
Let's do that one again. I am unafraid.
I am unafraid.
I am strong in my faith.
I am strong in my faith.
In that inner presence
In that inner presence
that keeps me from all harm.
that keeps me from all harm.
And together we say,
And so it is.
and it is. So the next time, this Christmas, you know, my wife and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, don't go hang out with miserable people at Christmas time. Don't do it. Tell them you're going to Tahoe. Tell them you forgot that you have plans. And get all your friends around here and let's have a big old party. And have joy at our Christmas time. Because only joy resides here. Only joy. And that is what Christmas is all about. Joy, joy, joy. Thank you.